Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen Conley, and tonight I'm going to be broadcasting you live from my kitchen. And the reason for that is because tonight I'm going to show you how to make a delicious gourmet meal called pasta. Now, for pasta, what you'll need is either thin spaghetti or the pasta of your choice, a jar or can of sauce, and also meat. Well, you don't have to add meat, but you can eat if you want to. You can either add chicken or ground beef. And tonight, I'm going to be using chicken. Oh, and you also need a pot with the lid, and also the pan, and also a skillet to cook the chicken in. Oh, be sure you have a cutting board too to cut the chicken as well, and a spatula, and a type of seasoning to put on the chicken to give it some more flavor. Alright, once you got everything you need, make sure you wash your hands real good, especially with this coronavirus going around, and be sure that you have a nice, clean kitchen. Alright? Okay, let's get started. As you can see here, I went ahead and cut the chicken in good sized pieces, and also got the water boiling. It may be kind of hard to see it, but it is boiling. And once it starts boiling, you can tell that it's boiling because steam will be shooting out of the lid. The reason I have the lid on is because with the lid on, it makes the water boil faster. Alright? Okay. Next, we have to cook up the chicken. Just going to move the camera over here. And while I do that, let me tell you a little bit about pasta. The word pasta means paste in Italian, and Italian noodles. And a lot of you might think that pasta was originated in Italy. Well, you're wrong. Believe it or not, it was actually invented in Central Asia, in a country called China. In China, the people in there have been cooking pasta as early as 3000 BC. Before I continue, I did forget to mention, when you're cooking the chicken, make sure that it's completely white. Never eat the chicken if it's pink, because if you do, you can get sick with salmonella. Salmonella poison, that is. Now, as I was saying, you're probably wondering, when was it America's turn to have some pasta? Well, around the 1700s, once the early Spanish settlers discovered new lands, it was because of them that America was able to have some pasta. Now, even though America was able to have some pasta at such an early age as the 1700s, it still wasn't that popular. Don't ask me why, I don't really know. I do know, however, that it was because of our famous president, Thomas Jefferson, that pasta became so popular in America today. You see, it all began around 1784 when Thomas Jefferson was at an extended vacation to Paris. While he was there, he was able to taste some pasta, which he called macaroni. When he tasted it, he thought it was so delicious that he decided to take 2 cases total of him back to America. And as you can probably imagine, America ate it all up. So I guess that's how it became real popular. course it was. Of course, the supply that Thomas Jefferson brought home didn't last long, so he had to call up, mail. He had to mail. He had to send a message to his friend in Naples, Italy, to get some more. And as you can see, the chicken's almost ready, and the water's starting to boil. So, once the water's boiled, we now take the pasta and we carefully, not too hard or not too fast, but carefully, we take the pasta and we slowly pour it out. Because with thin spaghetti, it can be pretty tricky. Don't be so discouraged if some spills out, because as long as you don't spill all of it, then you're alright. Now, with your spatula, take the pasta, or you push down the thin spaghetti pasta. Once you get it all into the pot, try to stir it around as much as you can. And then once you do that, you set your timer for 10 minutes. Because it takes 10 minutes to make. Now let's go back to the chicken, shall we? I think it's about ready, but to make sure, I'm going to cut one of the pieces of chicken in half to make sure it's not pink on the inside, because if it is, then that means that it's still not ready. So let me just check for a minute. Yep, nice and white. Here, let me show you. Yeah, the chicken's all nice and white. It's not pink on the inside either. And the water's boiling. So in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna take the pot. Take the pot and drain it with a strainer. So don't go away. We'll be right back after this message. Okay? Before I go, however, I forgot to mention that once the chicken's fully cooked, you always have to set the stove for low temperature, because if you keep it on high, it'll burn the chicken. And with the jar of tomato sauce, pour it in so that way you can mix it all together and it'll be all ready for the pasta. Alright, I think it's all well mixed. Here. See how it looks much better? That's that's how you basically make the meat sauce. Well, yeah, chicken's still meat. Now, once again, don't go away. We'll be right back once the timer goes off. Alright? So, stay put. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, we're back. And now, as I've said, I'm going to take the pot of water and put it in the strainer to drain out all the water. Since the water's real hot, you have to be really careful on this part too. Try to pour it out as slowly carefully as you can. Once you do that, shake up the pasta real well, or strainer, so that way it won't be all soupy or watery, or you won't have a lot of water. In other words, you have to make sure the pasta is real dry. Alright, pour it back in. Once you do that, you take your meat sauce, carefully pour it back into the pot that is full of pasta. And last but not least, mix it all up. And voila, you got pasta. Alright, folks, that's all for now, and until next time, this is Stephen Conley saying have a good night, and if you want to look up more about pasta, just look up pbs.org, dictionary.com, and pastafits.org, because that's where I got the information I shared to you. Alright, so have a good night, and as they say in showbiz, good night, everybody.